Hello, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started today. I want to thank you all so much for joining this week's Intelligent Dashboards webinar. Today, we have Kevin Miller from our pre-sales team who will be doing an overview of our dashboards. I do want to mention if you have any questions throughout the call to please put them in the question box and we will answer them at the end. With that being said, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Kevin for the demonstration.
And hi, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. Hope you all are having a great day and excited to walk through intelligent dashboards with you guys. So one slide to go over, and then we'll hop right into the demo. And I think this is a good introduction into intelligent dashboards. So ClickDimensions Intelligent Dashboards powered by SweetSpot. And SweetSpot is a data analytics and visualization company that ClickDimensions acquired back in 2019. And Intelligent Dashboards is our first offering as part of that acquisition. So Intelligent Dashboard consists of two overarching components. The first being our unified data center, which consists of various data connectors. So there are data connectors directly into ClickDimensions core marketing automation components. So information around email, landing pages, forms, surveys, social events, and campaign automation are surfaced within Intelligent Dashboards. There are also data connectors directly into Microsoft Dynamics 365 for sales. So information around campaigns, leads, contacts, opportunities, products, and revenue are also surfaced in Intelligent Dashboards. And then the third type of data connectors is what we call our Instant Connect. And those are direct connectors to Google AdWords, Microsoft Advertising, and Google Analytics. And so the second set of second component of our unified data center, is our data engine. So all the data connectors, all in their own formats and schema, are blended and merged into our data engine, which is a pre-built, transform, managed database. And then the second overarching component is what we call our intelligent analytics interface. And this consists of visualizations, which are 13 pre-built dashboards based on industry best practices. There's also an intelligence and collaboration layer, and that consists of KPIs and goals. There's notifications and alerts built into intelligent dashboards, and also a collaboration and storytelling component, as well as AI intelligent insights. And so everything that you see on this slide, everything that you're going to see in the upcoming demo represents a completely pre-built and turnkey solution. Meaning 24 hours after signing up for Intelligent Dashboards, you're going to start seeing your data. And not only will you see your data from day one moving forward, but we also go back 45 days in the past to pull in some historical data. So really from day one, you're going to have a nice, well-rounded experience. And so with that said, I would like to talk really quickly about how users can access Intelligent Dashboards, because there's actually some nice ways that users can access it. And the first way, which you're seeing here, are links built into the ClickDimensions navigation that will take users to Intelligent Dashboards. And not only is this like a bookmark or a shortcut into Intelligent Dashboards, but it utilizes a single sign-on component. So users accessing Intelligent Dashboards from Dynamics 365 do not have to maintain a separate set of credentials. They're not even going to have to log in again. With one click, they're going to be taken directly into Intelligent Dashboards. And so the second way that users can access Intelligent Dashboards, is a standard email password login screen, which is standard with most SaaS-based products. And what's nice about this method of access is you can actually give users access to Intelligent Dashboards that are not Dynamics 365 users, meaning there's not a one-to-one relationship between Dynamics 365 and Intelligent Dashboards. You're able to give access to Intelligent Dashboards to, I don't know, senior level management, maybe C-level management, or maybe even a third-party marketing team or ad agency. You can give them access to Intelligent Dashboards without utilizing a Dynamics 365 license. And then the third/fourth way that users can access into intelligent dashboards are device-specific apps for iOS and Android, both available in their respective stores. So you're going to be able to get the same experience you see here today on my desktop, though rendered for mobile devices natively for these devices. So your iPads, iPhones, Google Android devices, users are going to get the same experience. You know, it's a nice feature if maybe first thing in the morning, just getting up and maybe you're not ready to start your laptop, maybe while you're making your coffee, but you're dying to see your email marketing dashboard. You could get the same information on your iPhones or iPads. And so with that said, I will go ahead and log in here. And the first thing you'll see is a splash screen, and this shows the dashboards that come out of the box, again, ready to go, pre-configured, and they're unique dashboards for various marketing level components, as well as sales components, as well as the third-party components. You'll see unique dashboards for sales funnel activity, Dynamics campaign performance, website statistics, email marketing, campaign automation, landing pages, events, surveys, Google Analytics, Google Ads, Microsoft Advertising, and Google Search Console. And I'm going to go ahead and click into a dashboard. You'll notice that we have a standard navigation here. It's going to be the same on each dashboard. Users are quickly able to get to their specific dashboard. So we'll go to the email marketing dashboard here. And even before we look at the actual content of the dashboard, I want to talk really quick about some of the global features that you will see present on each of the dashboards. Again, you have a standard navigation element here to get to the various dashboards, but if you also notice to the right, there's a bell icon with a number 6 beside it, and if I click on it, that opens up our notification center. And the Intelligent Dashboards application has ability to notify each user based on specific goals. And we'll cover goals in just a minute, but just know that the application Intelligent Dashboards has the ability to notify users based on these goals. Have they been met? Have they not been met? Can also notify users if they're mentioned in conversations. And if I click on settings here, you'll see that there are 3 types of notifications. Again, if users have been mentioned in a conversation, also notifications based on goals. Have they been met? Have they not been met? Each type of notification, each user is going to have the ability to indicate how best they want to be notified. Maybe they want to be notified via push SMS, either an in-app notification, which is again the notification center built into the application, a standard email, and any combination of the 3. So users could go in and say maybe they want to get a push notification and an in-app notification if they get mentioned in a conversation. Maybe they just want to get an in-app notification and an email notification related to goals. If I were to hit save here, of course, the system would notify me based on however I chose to be notified. And if we click to the right here, this hamburger icon at the top right corner, you'll see that there's an admin section, and only certain users of Intelligent Dashboards can be designated as system admins. They will have the ability to set up other users. They also have the ability to control what dashboards users have access to. So if you have maybe a specific user that is only concerned with certain areas of the business, maybe sales type users, you could give them access to the sales funnel dashboard, for example, and they wouldn't have access to any of the other dashboards. So each dashboard is configurable to be visible to specific users. If you look below here, we also have a scheduled export section, and I'll click here, and you can see here that we have a couple of exports set up. If I were to schedule a new export, it's really easy to do. Just click on the new export button. I would give it a logical name because each export, you're going to have the ability to pause the exports, to modify the criteria of the export, even to delete the export. So you'd give it a logical name so that you could recognize it in the list of all of your exports. You would then, of course, select the dashboard that you wanted to export. I'm going to select the email marketing here. You'll notice really quickly below here that the filtering options change, and they're specific to each dashboard. So each dashboard is going to have its own filtering options. You can also choose what format you want to receive your export in. You could receive your dashboard export as a PDF, as a PowerPoint deck, or a link that takes the user directly into the specific dashboard that you exported with all of the filtering applied. So we're giving you a lot of different options to receive output from the dashboard. So you don't have to go in and take screenshots. You don't even have to remember to log in if you, say, have a Monday morning meeting and you may be on Sunday evening, you're getting ready for your meeting. You could schedule an export to be sent at a specific time. Again, in these various formats, PDF, PowerPoint, or link. You could also then filter this dashboard export to how specifically you want it. And you notice here that we have 7 different filtering options for the email marketing dashboard. You could filter on specific Dynamics campaigns, so the export could only include specific campaigns. You could even filter on specific email names, categories, even the subject lines. If you use consistent subject lines, or maybe you have specific subject lines for your email sends and you want to get just an export of the data related to specific subjects, you could do the same thing for template, type, and country. You then could select when you want to receive the dashboard, what ranges. We have pre-built lookups here for various calendar related activities, week to date, month to date, year to date, last 7 days, last 30 days. You can also select your variation range. That is going to generate some of the KPI variations. What time do you want the export? Again, maybe you were going to work on your presentation Sunday evening. You could have this sent, every Sunday evening at a specific time when you want it to start. Another nice feature is you could have this export go to yourself. You could also have it go to any other users of Intelligent Dashboards. You could also have this export sent to users that aren't even set up within Intelligent Dashboards. So you could have this export broadcast to a group. They don't have to be Intelligent Dashboard users. You can have this go to multiple users. So this is a really nice feature. So if I were to hit save here, of course, the export would be set up, ready to go. However, I want it to be filtered based on whenever I want to receive it, and have it sent to whoever I want to send to, users inside of Intelligent Dashboards or even external users. So I'm going to cancel out of here and then go back to the main page, and then we'll go again to the email marketing dashboard. And so if we look below the navigation element, you'll notice that the same filtering options are appear on the actual dashboard. Again, we can filter this view of the dashboard based on specific campaigns. Say we wanted to just get information on a few campaigns. If I hit apply here, you'll notice the dashboard quickly redraws the data that is now limited to however I chose to filter it. I'm going to select all here just to get a nice bit of information here, but just know that you're able, with all of these filtering options, to really limit and get your data filtered exactly how you want to see it related to the specific KPIs and visualizations that are apparent on the dashboard. Not only can you filter the dashboard on all these specific categories here, you can also filter the dashboard based on specific date ranges here. Same thing would apply if I were to apply here, the dashboard would quickly redraw. And let's say, for instance, that we have this dashboard filtered on maybe specific campaigns, maybe we want a specific subject line, maybe we're looking for a specific date range. Not only can you schedule the exports, but you can also do what I like to call our ad hoc exports. And if we click on this button here, you're going to be able to export the current view of the dashboard in the same formats, PDF, PowerPoint, link. You can select specific tabs. We'll go over tabs in a minute, but just know that the information and the visualizations on the dashboard are broken out into logical tabs. You again can have it go to yourself, any other users of Intelligent Dashboards, or any other users that aren't even part of Intelligent Dashboards. So any external users, you could have multiple recipients. So not only can you schedule these exports, but you can also just do this ad hoc export, which will export just the current view of the dashboard. And again, this is nice if you were going in and you get the dashboard exactly how you want it. You don't have to go in and take screenshots and copy and paste into your PowerPoint slide. You could just have this view exported, sent to you, not only scheduled, but kind of these ad hoc views here. And so if we look here, looking actually at the content of the dashboard, this is where it gets really good. Just know that we have the information broken out into logical tabs. We'll go into the detail tab in a minute, but if we look here in the overview tab, we have key metrics. Again, this is the email marketing dashboard. You're going to see KPIs around email performance, email sends, emails delivered, recipients, unique opens, unique open rate, and then clickers. I'm not really sure what clicker means. Every KPI that comes within Intelligent Dashboards has this little information icon to the right. And if I click on it, we're going to tell you in plain English how we interpret this KPI. How are the numbers generated and how is this KPI generated? Not only are we going to tell you in plain English how we interpret it, but also why it's important, why we included this KPI on the dashboard. So if you're ever unsure about a specific KPI, maybe what the numbers mean, maybe why it's even there, what does it mean, any user is able to click on these little information icons and we'll tell you in clear and plain English exactly what it means, why it's important, why we included it on the dashboard. And I'll also mention that we maintain all of this information around all the KPIs that make up the various dashboards in a wiki format, which is a really nice feature if you have maybe a new user, maybe a summer intern, or someone that you want to just really get up to speed on various marketing level KPIs and metrics. You can refer them to the wiki. They're going to get all of this information around all of the KPIs in more of a digest format, which I think is a really nice feature, and it's a great learning tool and resource that we work in companion to Intelligent Dashboards. So if we look here at the email sends KPI, for example, again, we have the information here. You'll notice to the right, we have various visual cues, graphics that show how these KPIs are doing. You'll notice that there's up arrows. If I mouse over the up arrow, this indicator shows a prolonged positive trend. You'll notice down arrows, of course, showing a prolonged negative trend. Equal signs indicating that the indicator remains stable around its mean value. So we're giving you visual cues at a quick glance around all of these KPIs just to show how they're performing. We also give you the value of the KPI. We give you the variation. This is your KPI variation. If you'll remember when we were filtering on various dates, we could set up our KPI variation. So if you wanted to see this month compared to last month, that's going to generate your variation views here. We also give you the information broken out into dates and what I like to call our landscape view. So you're going to be able to easily see, any peaks and valleys across time, how this KPI is performing. Is it trending up? Is it trending down? Is it staying relatively flat? But we're going to give you this information broken out into specific dates. And then if you look to the right, you'll notice that there's a goal column. And you'll notice that there are goals set up. There are goals that are pending to start. There's one that actually starts today, so it'll be refreshed tomorrow. You'll notice there's certain goals that were successful, certain goals that were not successful. And if I click on this hamburger icon to the right here, one of my options is to define a goal. And I would like to say that only certain users of Intelligent Dashboards can be designated as goal setters. All users, of course, will be able to see how goals are trending. We're going to keep track of these goals. Users are able to get notified, if the goals have been met, if they've not been met. So we've got the notification built in, but only certain users are going to be able to actually go in and set up specific goals around KPIs. And it's really easy to do. You basically give it a value, when you want the goal to start, when you want the goal to end. If I were to hit save here, of course, Intelligent Dashboards would start tracking this goal. We would start notifying users of this goal. We also keep track of the goals as they expire over time, how you did on each goal. So you have the ability to, go in and set up your goals per quarter, per month. Only certain users can do that as well, but each user is going to be able to see how these goals and how your KPI numbers and the various values are trending against these goals. One other nice feature here, if I click again on the hamburger icon, is I can go into even more details. And again, this is around a specific KPI. So if I click here, this is the email sends KPI. We'll notice that you'll notice again that we give you the value, the variation. We're going to give you information on the goal, your current goal. You'll see again that this one's scheduled to start today. So when the data refreshes tonight, you'll start seeing your information on this goal. If you look here, we give you this message, email sends have gone up relative 83.33% from yada yada to yada yada sends. This is some of our intelligent insights built into intelligent dashboards. We're automatically going to look at your current numbers. We're going to look at your past numbers. We're going to apply some machine learning and artificial intelligence against those numbers to give users insights about how specific KPIs are performing over time, which I think is a really nice feature as well. And if we look below here, we also give this the information again around this email send KPI and what I like to call the EKG chart, broken out into specific days, points in time. As I mouse over each various days, you're going to see the values. If we look here too, you'll notice there's push pin icons around January the 4th. And if I mouse over these, you're going to see that there were actual messages. And this gets into the collaboration component of intelligent dashboards. So if you look here, there were 2 messages. We're not trending well to hit our goals, message sent from a specific user. And say I wanted to leave a message about a specific date. Maybe the numbers are really high, maybe they're really low, but I wanted to reach out to a colleague of mine. It's really easy to do. If I click on this bubble icon at the top right corner, it's going to open up our comments section. And to leave a comment, very straightforward, you can do @mention. So if I wanted to send a comment to my colleague Sunil, I could send a message. Of course, I would send a more logical message, but I could also append this message to a specific date. Really easy to do. Just click on the push pin icon. I'm going to target, a specific date here. That's going to put my comment on this EKG chart as a push pin so other users can see. You can also upload files related to specific comments. So say I wanted to reference a master spreadsheet or some sort of marketing initiative PDF, I could upload this, attach it to the message. If we scroll down here, you can see that on October the 5th, Mary Brown left a message to a couple of users of Intelligent Dashboards. She also pinned it to a specific date, also went in and uploaded a couple of files. I, of course, could click on these files and view the contents of the files. And if I were to hit send here, Sunil, of course, would be notified however he chose to be notified, again, via SMS, via in-app notification, or via an email. I would also, my message would be pinned here, and we're going to keep track of the messages as they accumulate over time. So you're going to have a nice comment history, message history around specific KPIs and the ability to reach out to colleagues related to those specific KPIs. Again, related to goals here, if I click on goal history, you can see that as the goals, as they expire over time, we're going to keep track of these. You can see that we've had goals that ran all the way from September of last year. We're going to tell you if the goals were met, if they've not been met, were they successful, not successful. So as your goals go over time, and as you set goals up, we're going to keep track of those goals. Users are able to see, how the goals did over time. Maybe a certain month didn't perform well. They could go back and see that very easily here. And then I will close out of here. And below the EKG chart, you'll notice that we also give you this information, again, around specific email sends, around this KPI. We're going to give you this information broken out into days. You have the ability to show bars, which is to give you a visual cue as to how the numbers are stacking up. Notice if I click on the various columns, you'll see, sorting by the various columns, you'll see which one had the highest value here. You could, of course, sort by dates. If we paginate through pages, the table quickly redraws. It doesn't have to make additional requests to the server to get more data. All of this data is loaded when this panel is loaded. So you have the ability to really get in and get your information, see it broken out into dates. You'll notice these tables throughout Intelligent Dashboards. You also have the ability turn columns on and off. So we're giving you the ability to cater your views. Doesn't make great sense here, but you can see as I turn the date column off, it just automatically disappears. Some of the data tables that are exposed in Intelligent Dashboards have quite a few columns. I think there's only 7 or 8 columns that can be shown by default. You have the ability to turn columns on and off, so you can add additional columns. We're giving you a really easy way to cater your information down exactly how you want it. And another nice feature about this, and again, we're in just the email sends KPI. If I click on this hamburger icon here, again, I could define a goal because my user set up as a goal setter, but I could also download just the data related to your email sends. You could download it as a CSV, as an Excel file, or as a PDF. So not only can you schedule exports for overall dashboards, you could do ad hoc exports of your dashboards with filtering applied, but you can also drill into specific KPIs and get the information that makes up that KPI to utilize maybe in a master spreadsheet. Maybe you want to include just the information on this KPI into a presentation. You could download it as a PDF to include it into your presentation. So we're giving you a lot of nice ways to get this information out of Intelligent Dashboards related not only to the overall dashboard, but also your email send KPIs or any of the KPIs here. So I know I've said a lot. What I'll do is just take a moment and take a sip of water. And as I'm doing that, I'm just going to scroll down to give you guys an idea of all of the various KPIs that come, not only the KPIs, but the visualizations around these KPIs. You'll notice that we have an email funnel here. As I mouse into the various components of the email funnel, you can see, the pieces that make it up. You can also, the same thing applies to pie charts. So if I mouse into specific slices of the pie chart, you'll see the information that makes it up here. Give various visualizations here, charts and graphs, unique open rate versus unique click rate. Also, key metrics here, and again, this is your email activity, so you get total opens, total open rate. If you're ever unsure about exactly what a KPI means, of course, you could click on this description. We'll tell you how we interpret it, why it's important. Give your email engagement KPIs, your deliverability unsubscribe. Any of these KPIs, of course, certain users can go in and set up goals. They can export this data. And then I will click, as I mentioned earlier, the data on the dashboards come in logical tabs. So we have the overview tab. We also have the detail tab here. So if I click into here, you detail, by email name and subject line. I'm going to give you, your numbers here. You could, of course, sort any of this data just by clicking on the column headings here, sorting ascending or descending. You can, again, you'll notice here that there's a lot more KPIs than can be shown on the chart. So I could easily turn some of the columns off, add additional columns. So you're really able to cater the down specifically, how you want it just by toggling the columns on and off here. You'll notice here we give you detail by campaign, your most recent 20 email sends here. And so I know I've spent a lot of time on the email marketing dashboard. I will click into some other dashboards just to give you guys an idea of all the various KPIs. You'll notice the visualizations and the navigation, all the filtering options, not just the options, but the filtering capability is going to be consistent. Your filtering options are going to change because that's based on, specifically the dashboard that you're viewing. This is the sales funnel. This is a good example of information that is coming directly from Dynamics 365 for sales. So we're giving you information on leads, opportunities, even building in revenue here. Again, you could set goals up here. You could get notifications on these various KPIs. You could export this data, of course. Details by campaign here. You have your nice sales funnel visualization. Again, broken out into source tabs. This gives you a nice view of where your sales funnel activity, your leads created, won, lost, leads by source, opportunities by source. You could again filter this information. And then another nice dashboard here, and this is a good example of data that is coming directly from third parties. This one is the Google Analytics dashboard. You can again have your filtering options. If you utilize campaigns within Google Analytics, you could filter on specific Google Analytics campaigns here. You can filter on specific devices. Again, all of this data is coming directly from Google Analytics. We have some really nice visualizations built in here. Again, these dashboards come out of the box ready to go. The setup is very straightforward. You don't have to go in and enter formulas or determine what's the best visualization. Is it a pie chart? Is it a bar chart? We've taken all of that build time and all the guesswork and all the time it takes to build these dashboards out of the equation for you. Your basically setup is going to be inputting your various connector credentials to establish the data connectors, and then all of your data is just going to start funneling in and visualized into these pre-built dashboards. So you really get a nice out-of-the-box experience all around, marketing KPIs that we spent, quite a bit of time, a lot of industry research. We spend a lot of time with Gartner reports to really determine, what KPIs are marketers, what KPIs do marketers need to be paying attention to? What should they be aware of? So you don't even have to figure out, what KPIs should I be paying attention to? And not only that, how do I build these KPIs? What is the formula for these KPIs? We've taken all that guesswork and brought it to you as an out-of-the-box solution. Again, you can paginate through the various tables here. We have the information broken out into various tabs here, sources, devices here. And then another nice dashboard I like to show is events. Granted, events are different these days, but either in person or online, we're keeping all this information. We're giving you, your KPIs around events, registered, canceled, attendees, missed, your attendance rate, your top event names by attendance, top event types by attendance if you're using different types of events, giving you details on your specific events. If you ever wanted to see, which one had the most registered, so you could sort the columns here. You again can export this data. And so I think I've said a good bit. Hopefully it made sense. I am happy to click into any of the other dashboards if you guys want to mention in the comments section, or if you have any questions. But Christy, I think that kind of concludes the overall demo. So happy to answer any questions or go to specific dashboards.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kevin. So it does look like we have a few questions. The first one is, can we compare those KPIs per email campaign in a certain period of time?
Okay, do you mind reading that again? I think I caught it, but I'm going to just go over here.
Yes. Can we compare those KPIs per email campaign in a certain period of time?
Sure. So if you could easily filter on a specific campaign here, so I will just, let's say our general campaign, I could hit apply. You'll notice the dashboard is just filtering on this campaign. And then let's say I wanted to do a date range here. I could do, let's say, this month. And I could set my KPI variation to the previous month. Hit apply here. Again, the dashboard redraws. The data that you're seeing now is based on all of these filtering options. You again could schedule your export on these same filtering options, so you don't even have to go in and configure the dashboard to get the view of it. You could get this information delivered to your, to an email address as a PowerPoint slide, as a PDF, or a link that would take you into this dashboard with the filtering and the date ranges applied. You can also do an ad hoc export of that as well, but you are able to do that, yes.
Perfect, thank you. Next question is, what is the minimum version of ClickDimensions required to use dashboards?
It is, let me try to remember, is 10.4, I think is
Yes.
the minimum version. So anything above that, you're going to have, you would have access to intelligent dashboards, yes.
Perfect. Next one is, does it work with on-premise installations?
Yep, absolutely. Just the same as you see here. This is, I think, going against an online instance, but we utilize the same, intelligent dashboards utilizes the same connectors that the ClickDimensions core product utilizes to get information out of Dynamics 365. So on-prem, it would work in the same fashion. You would have the same experience as you see here, regardless if you're online or on-prem.
Perfect. The next question is, can you show the Google AdWords dashboard?
Absolutely. If I can find it in here. Google Ads. Sorry, I've only had one cup of coffee today, so I may not. Okay, here's the ads. You were asking about AdWords. Okay, well, I think this is the one, right?
Yeah. And also they would like to see insights on which Google ad campaigns generate specific leads.
Okay, well, you definitely have the ability to filter on campaigns. So, these are Google campaigns, so you could, and then if we click on the campaign tab here, and then you can even filter on ad groups here as well. And then I think based on that, if you went into your sales funnel, then you potentially could utilize the source tab here to kind of tie it all together. So here's your, leads by source here, and I think it's even broken down. And again, happy to go into any of the other dashboards. I'll leave this open.
I think you kind of touched on it, but the next one is there any component of average lead processing time for each lead owner?
Average lead processing time for each lead owner. That's a good one. I don't know if that is immediately surfaced, and that's actually a good segue into a little bit of talk about the overall intelligent dashboards product. As part of the acquisition of SweetSpot and becoming part of ClickDimensions, we have a dedicated development team, dedicated product managers that are constantly, working on the product. The intelligent dashboards follows a similar release schedule as the ClickDimensions core product, meaning there's going to be monthly updates. We're always adding new KPIs. Almost every time I do a demo, I'll notice something new here, a new feature. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at is just because you're not seeing something today doesn't mean that it's not going to be part of the product. This isn't a product that we built and basically locked the doors on and said, okay, here you guys go. Hopefully this works for you. The product is going to evolve over time. There's going to be new dashboards. There's going to be new KPIs. There's going to be new capabilities. Each user is going to have the ability to access the idea portal. And the product managers for intelligent dashboards love this view. And users are going to have the ability to submit ideas. They're going to have the ability to vote on any other submitted ideas. And again, our product managers love the ability to go in and be told, from users of intelligent dashboards, what do we need to add? What do we need to modify? How can we make this better? So there's a back and forth, I think, between the users of intelligent dashboards and our product team that is working on monthly release cycles to improve and to make additions to intelligent dashboards.
Perfect. The next one is, will we get a link to the recording of the webinar? And I can answer that one. Yes, we will send out a recording to everyone that joined. Next one is, can I get a copy of the report example?
I think so, sure. Talking about the export, we could do an export here. I'll show you how easy it is, which I've kind of already demoed that, but just this view here, this is the email marketing. What I can do is I'm going to export as a PDF, both tabs. This is a group account here. I'm going to put in my and then so ideally this export is being generated and I will get it in my inbox. See here, your export is on the way. And as soon as I get it, Chrissy, I can distribute it out, or if anyone wants to, I actually just saw my email address. So, feel free to email me. I can send it over or distribute it however.
Perfect. That looks like that is all the questions we have for today. If anyone has any additional ones, please put them in the question box now. Otherwise, if you do have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to your customer success manager or your main point of contact at ClickDimensions, and they'll be able to help answer any questions you have. But we will send out the recording, and we wish you all a wonderful rest of your week. And thank you for joining.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Be well.